Today, we need to help out a subscriber. It all started 2 months ago when I received this comment on one of my videos. Omid wrote, "Please make a lion skin video." At first, I thought it was just one comment among many, but then more people started writing that they'd also like to see a tutorial on a tattooed lion. And then another message from Omid, and another one, and even 3 messages at once. I know the feeling when you really want to tattoo the king of the jungle, but haven't learned how to do it yet. I've actually done quite a few lions by now, like this one, or this one, or this one here. Oh wait, that's a tiger. Anyway, Omid, today is the day. You're getting a lion portrait tutorial. This video is for you and all the others who wanted to see a lion. For this tattoo, I use various shades of gray, which I dilute with sterile water. I work with 4 different shades. Normally, I transfer the design onto special stencil paper using a thermal printer, but I understand that not everyone has access to one. So, I'm showing you how to do it by hand. I trace the entire design with a ballpoint pen to create a clear stencil. The more time you spend on this step, the better your results will be. I'm going to speed up this process a bit in the video so it doesn't take too long, but you can still see the technique. As I draw, I periodically hold the stencil up to the light to make sure I haven't missed anything. Once the stencil is ready, I cut it out. Then I apply a product called Stencil Stuff evenly onto the skin. It's essential to avoid overdoing it in any area as it could cause the stencil to smudge. Press the stencil firmly onto the skin and peel it off. What's cool about this design is that we only need 2 different needle types. I start with a 3-round liner needle that has a thickness of 0.25 millimeters. During the tattooing process, I hold the design upside down to provide a better view for you. I don't move the silicone skin, which makes it more challenging for me. In the lower left corner, you can see the various gray shades I'm using during the tattooing, along with the lion image as a reference. I'll mark where I'm currently working with red circles, since it might get confusing due to the close-up view. In this close-up shot, you can see how I carefully outline the tattoo with the 3-round liner needle using light lines. It's important that these lines aren't too dark because they'll be covered by shadings later. I skip the gray lines, but it's always the same technique, and everything is simply marked. For the eyes, I use a thinner needle directly to add various details during the initial tattooing. Take your time with the eyes. They're the most important part of the design. This video is about the techniques and tips, so we will skip and speed up a lot of parts, but don't worry, there will be a real-time tattoo video from this design next week. Now I'm switching to a 9 soft edge Magnum needle. I'll use this needle for shading the entire design. This tattoo is only 13 centimeters in size. If it were larger, I might consider using a bigger Magnum needle as well. I almost exclusively work with the edge of the Magnum needle to create a natural hair texture. I start at the top and work my way down like a printer. I don't go too deep in the areas that shouldn't be too dark, which is pretty logical. I aim to make the shading soft and gradual, like a plane taking off and landing, so it's essential to go in softly and come out softly. During tattooing, it's crucial to keep the reference in mind and ensure that the dark areas are actually dark to give the design the right contrast. When dealing with areas that don't have a hair texture, I use the flat part of the Magnum needle to add more color. I'm extremely cautious when working on the lighter facial shading because an overly dark spot can quickly ruin the entire design, and we don't want that. I tattoo here with 8 volts, but that varies depending on the machine. It's best to just try out what works best for you. I continuously refer to the original image while tattooing to replicate it as accurately as possible, incorporating every detail. With the Magnum needle, I only work on the areas that are easy for me. For finer details that require a smaller needle, I switch back to a thinner one, allowing me to create extremely fine details. Make sure that you always have enough color in the needle module, and it is better to dip too much than too little. With this technique, you can not only tattoo lion hair, but also other animals or even human hair. It seems very complicated at first, but with a lot of practice, you get an understanding of the process. You can then apply a technique to many different motifs. I have to be very careful when leaving out the whiskers because it's challenging to tattoo white over dark areas later on. The reason I make these videos is because it's my passion, and when I started uploading videos, I never thought that so many people would be interested in it, just like you, Omid. I think it's really cool to engage with the community and learn from each other. I've also learned a lot from your comments. Tattooing, in my opinion, is a profession where you never stop learning, and I always try to be open to new techniques and new ways of tattooing. The Magnum needle is about 2 millimeters out of the needle module, which allows me to work very precisely and play with the depth without the needle module touching the skin. With the thin needle, the needle is about 4 millimeters out of the needle module. The reasons for this remain the same. When working on realistic designs, it's crucial to combine various techniques, like filling, shading, and lining, and learn through experience when to use each technique. In general, it's important to note that for a hair texture, sharp edges are crucial. Otherwise, the design can end up looking washed out, which we want to avoid. Since the techniques repeat, it's not always easy to explain them precisely every time. That's why it's essential to watch and learn. I learned the most by watching other tattoo artists in action without them having to explain every step. In summary, the key to a realistic lion tattoo is to use the edge of the Magnum needle extensively to automatically create a hair texture and to work on fine details with a thinner needle. On real skin, I would add white to the tattoo to complete it and add important accents and highlights, but this isn't visible on artificial skin. Next Monday, I'll be releasing a real-time video of this tattoo on my channel. If you want, you can get some artificial skin and practice along with me while watching the real-time video. I'm quite satisfied with this artificial skin, and I'll provide a link in the video description as it's not easy to find good quality artificial skin. Omid, I hope you enjoyed the video and we were able to help you. I wish you all the best for your future. If you get in touch with me on Instagram, I'll send you the lion tattoo as a small gift. That's it for the video. Thanks to everyone who watched until the end. If you want to support us, subscribe to our channel and give the video a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions for the next design I should tackle, feel free to leave a comment.